What's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Mini and what has been going down with it. So it's been a while since I've been putting out a good amount of videos for you guys, and that's because of two things. Number one, I've been working on this and I've been having a bunch of issues with the Mini. And second off, I've been doing a lot of research into my Accord and how I'm going to be able to make a good amount of power. So let's get into that second part later. But right now, I've gotten started with some work on the Mini. So I have it up on jack stands right now. All the wheels are off, and that's because I wanted to change out the brake lines on this Mini before I went to H2O. Now, I was on a time crunch, and I didn't exactly get any of those lines swapped out because, well, I didn't have time. So when I came back from H2O, I took the wheels off, took the brakes, calipers, rotors, everything off so that I could do some service to them. So I have new rotors from FCP Euro. I have new EBC yellow stuff pads, and I also have stainless lines. Now, these stainless lines are replacing the factory rubber ones that are on the car. Now, when I went to remove one of them, I think it was the passenger rear, when I went to take one of them off, something happened. So I have the new line that's right over there. It's fed behind the control arm, and you can see right here that I tried to remove the nut on the line, and the nut from the line was seized to the actual brake line itself. So when I tried to twist it and loosen it, the line itself snapped along with that nut. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna be replacing the brake lines on this Mini because I don't want this to happen to any of the other corners. So I was like, okay, whatever. I did one, moved to another corner. And I didn't quite do the same thing, but I did notice that the lines were pretty rusted over here too. So this isn't exactly an issue that I ever wanna address again. So what I did is I purchased new brake lines, and I'm gonna be doing all these lines. I'm gonna be replacing everything myself. So these products that I have here, this is a nickel copper brake line. I have the hardware and tools to get everything done. I've got some benders. I purchased some fittings. Now, stupid me, I bought the wrong fittings when I thought that these were the right ones. I need M10 by 1 brake line fittings. None of these are what I need. So I have more of them in the States. On Amazon, I bought them. They're all gonna be delivered soon. So that is problem number one, the brakes. Problem number two is found right there, but let me first show you what I'm talking about. So up here at the front of the car, I have the engine looking like this. So I have nothing on the exhaust side of the engine. So I have the exhaust manifold, the turbo, I have everything removed, all the lines are out of the way. Downpipe was removed so that I could get everything out. Heat shields as well. So the stock turbocharger from this Mini Cooper is a JCW turbocharger. It's a little bit bigger than the regular Cooper S1. So when I did this build on the Mini, when I put the built internals inside the engine, when I swapped the turbo out, I put a much bigger turbocharger on it. So this is a GTD 47 turbo. So this is a 47 millimeter cold side turbine. It's made out of billet aluminum. This here cranks out a heck of a lot more power than the factory one that came on the car. Now, the problem with this is that because I'm working with a small engine and a big turbo, I have to spool this thing and rev it out for it to actually put that power down. Now, that's not too bad for a street car, but if you're working with a track car, that's not exactly ideal. You want that almost instantaneous throttle response, you don't want any lag, and you want that power now. So whenever you get yourself out of a corner, you put your foot down and you're gonna actually accelerate. With this setup here, when you put your foot down, there's a good about half second to second delay before it makes the full boost and then you actually get going. So because I have everything else inside the engine is pretty much as good as it can. I've got forged internals, upgraded intercoolers, better intercooler lines. There's not really much that I can change on that end. However, what I can change is the turbo itself. So this turbocharger here is from Borg Warner. This is a replacement turbocharger to the one that I had. So this here is still bigger than the factory JCW turbo and the Mini Cooper S turbo. So I am gonna be making a little bit less power, but it's in hopes of actually getting the car to put that power down to the ground like that. I want instantaneous power. So both of these turbos are direct replacements. Everything is all integrated. We have the wastegate, we have the blow-off valve, we have everything attached on the turbocharger. I purchased this from ECS. If you guys want to find a purchase link, it's going to be in the description box. This turbo will be able to put out more power than the factory JCW one, and it won't fall flat on its face at 5,000 RPM like the JCW and the Mini Cooper S turbos. So you guys remember the wide body kit? Well, I got the replacement wide body fender, the one one that was damaged. I got the new one. I'm going to be putting that on. I'm going to be putting the wide body setup on, the wider wheels and tires. I also have some secrets or some other fun things that are happening inside the car. I'll be honest with you guys, the Mini didn't exactly work out as good as I wanted to this year, but this coming year is going to be insane because now I have time to actually work on it. I put a good 4,000 kilometers-ish on the car in total this year. That is including driving from Ontario to Maryland where there was the H2O meet. So the car didn't exactly run perfectly, but I did get it there, got it back, and now I can actually dial it in and get it going. Yeah, we're going to hopefully be able to get some proper lap times down this year at Cayuga. Luca, with his stock car, was able to put better times down than my Mini because the Mini wasn't working. I wasn't making proper boost. Now, on top of that, I do need to contact RPM Powered where they're going to be able to retune my car because I'm going to be working with a different turbo. Now, when we're talking about turbos, there's a couple different things you have to keep in mind. Now, if you're going to be beating on your car and you're going to be talking about longevity and durability, you're going to want a high-quality exhaust system. So, the OEM Borg Warner turbochargers, they come with an inconel hot side of the turbo system. So that means that the housing itself isn't going to be made out of steel. Steel will be able to expand and contract more than inconel, and it also can't withstand the same amount of abuse. Now, what's really cool is that this upgraded Borg Warner one that's larger than the JCW turbo has the exact same kind of feature. I have the new turbocharger mounted up to the OEM exhaust manifold. Now, this manifold is really tiny given the amount of space that I have in the engine bay. There's not really an upgrade, but what's cool is that this is also made out of inconel. So if you grab a magnet, nothing will stick. It won't grab onto it. If you put the magnet up to something that's steel, you can see that it sticks. Same thing goes for the wastegate. Now, a common thing that turbochargers fail with when you have these internal wastegates is that the actual mechanism in here, when it expands and contracts over a couple heat cycles, this will go to crap and you're gonna have a faulty turbocharger. Now, the same thing kind of goes for the internals inside the cartridge itself. So with this new turbo, I won't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I thought that I was getting a really nice high quality turbo when I bought this one here, only because I thought it was bigger and the compressor wheel is billet. So I figured everything else should be, you know, at least better than stock. Turns out it's not. So that versus that. The way the turbo mounts up in the engine bay is the exact same way as the old setup. So it mounts up with the bracket down there, supports a turbo, mounts up onto the studs, tighten everything up, and then you install the intake and the lines and everything else up to it. Now, the reason why I'm not installing them right now is because I'm going to be doing some more work in the engine bay. So I bought some upgraded RPM powered parts for my Mini engine, and with the engine in this state, without the turbo here, it's going to make installing those parts a hell of a lot easier. So you guys can definitely stay tuned for that. You guys have no clue how nice these parts are. They make everything that I've done look like crap. They're that nice. Now, as for the second part, now the Honda is going to be getting a lot of love. Now, over this winter, I'm going to be building up the engines that I have sitting underneath that big tarp. So I have two different engines. Both of them are Acura TSX motors. One of them is an earlier version, the other one is an older version. So one of them is a K24A2, the other one is a K24Z3. So I'm gonna be taking the bottom end from one, the cylinder head from another, mixing them together, and then I'm gonna be putting upgraded parts inside of it to make it so that my engine in my Honda is gonna be able to make a ton more power. Now, the main reason why I'm keeping my Honda naturally aspirated is because I don't wanna deal with the problems of turbocharged cars. I don't want to deal with that crap. Now, I've done it. The Mini was fun. You know, it's giving me issues, but I don't want to have to deal with that, especially given that the Accord is my daily. So I'm keeping it the same 2.4 liter. I'm going to be changing some parts out. I have pretty much everything that I need other than the head gasket and the upgraded camshafts, but I'm going to get started with doing both of those after I get a little bit more work done on the Mini. I might be doing a little bit of both, and I also have a ton of parts stockpiling over there for the Z. Guys, these cars are going to be getting so much love. The main reason why I can't really put out videos as fast as I could is because I'm still in school right now. Last year, I was told to take a certain course so that I could graduate from university. I took the course, my academic advisor gave me the wrong information, and then I wasn't able to actually graduate. Long story short, here I am finishing up another credit or another course that they now told me that I had to take. So I'm finishing that up. I know that I want to put all that stuff out too because I've got a ton of stuff in here. I could literally stay inside my garage every single day and keep busy with this, with my Accord and my Z, and not have a single problem. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's that. I'm gonna get started with this. I'm gonna get working. Winter's here. I'm gonna be changing the winter wheels over onto the Accord. The Z I need to put away for winter. It's already inside the shelter thing that I have outside. I need to do some more things to it, but I'll keep you guys updated and I'll let you guys know what's up. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being patient. Guys, we're almost at 300K, so, you know, we're almost there. Long road ahead of us, but let's go, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.